So this is a MacBook. You can see it's a bit dirty on top. I'm suspicious it's maybe had some drink spilt on it or something. It has an issue where it tries and starts up. It basically doesn't want to. So let's fire it up. I've already removed the bottom cover and taken some debris out from inside. There's a bit of dust and food scraps inside it. I wish people wouldn't eat over their computers or drink over them, because things go wrong inevitably. I had to fix my wife's computer more than once. Anyway, so this is basically what it's doing. It's taken a very long time to start, and apparently it fails to start, and then he gets all these words coming on the screen, which sounds to me like a kernel panic. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to take the hard drive out, the logic board out of it, and I'm going to take all the heatsink off the CPU and everything, and clean the compound off and put some new heat compound on, and see if that does anything for a start. Just in case it's an issue with the heatsink compound being dried out and not cooling properly. I know another MacBook I worked on, that as part of the issue it had was that the cooling just wasn't good enough. And I'll clean all the fan and stuff as well when I pour that out, and get any debris out that's laying around inside it. But so it's taken forever to start, and it's just not really getting there, is it? But yeah, there's some food scrap stuff inside it and things like that, so who knows what's going on here. Could just be dirt in there causing problems, but who knows if it's had a drink spill on it. But the top's a bit wet, and this has had something on it. Looks like a spillage of some kind, or it's been put into something, I don't know. But anyway, who knows. I'm not sure which year this one is. I don't know if it's got Thunderbolt on it, so I think it's a fairly new one. It's like 2013 or something maybe. I've prepared one of these for my brother before. It's actually my brother's computer, and I'm not sure if it's the same computer or not. I don't remember. The one I did before had a hard drive flex cable failure. I didn't actually record it at the time. It's before I started doing videos, and the flex cable which goes to the hard drive had failed, and I replaced that cable once I got a new one in from China, and it was fine after that. But I can't remember if this is a computer or another one. But I mean, yeah, this is just not going, so we'll give up on it. Come on, there we go. So we'll shut it down and we'll start pulling it apart and go from there. So I've already removed the bottom cover a little bit and done a little bit of clean up in there. The fan is a bit dusty, and there were some food scraps stuck in here. Yeah, so it's actually got some open holes in the bottom of the drive here, which is interesting too, because it means anything gets in and could actually go into those, get into the drive. But anyway, so we'll pull it apart. This is the hard drive flex cable here. So if it is the one I replaced before, this is the cable I put in. I can't remember if this is the one I did or not. So I'm going to pull this battery out, undo these cables, take the fan out, take the logic board out, and flip it over and give it all a good sort out. So hopefully you find this interesting. Okay, so here we go. Now I've got an anti-static wrist strap on now, and I need to get a screwdriver, and actually I need to get another screwdriver, and we should pop all these cables and stuff out of it first. I've got to get this battery out, so actually let's get this. That's a tri-wing screw. Let me have a look. Tri-wing. I don't have exactly what ones, do I? Don't believe so. No. On that one I don't. Hold on a second. I might have to come back and get this case put together. Next set. Got some triangular bits. It's not an offset tri-wing either. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll get it out. Let's find something that'll work. Something will work. What I'm looking for. Let's try that one first. Nowhere near it. How did I do this before then? Interesting. Maybe I'll just force the standard one in there. Yes, I can force the standard one in there, so let's do that. Wow. That's tedious. Okay. Yeah, super secure tri-wings. Surprised I don't actually have one. That's odd. I would have thought I would have had those screws. Anyway. So I've also need to organise these screws so I don't get the sequence mixed up. Back over there. So there's the battery, which I need to pop out. Come on. And this pops off somehow. Is it up? Or out? Which way does this go? Come on. I think it's up. Looks like it's up. There we go. That's the battery out. I'll take all these cables here off. Come on. There's this one here, which is like straight up as well. Everything pulls up, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it's up as well. And got this one here. We've got a. Where's the lever? I've already popped it. That's okay. Need to not lose that sticker. I've got a feeling I haven't actually had this one apart before. Already popped, so I'm going to pop this out, pop that out. This is the keyboard connections. There's also this cable over here which pulls out that way. There we go. Right, and over here there's another one which has a lever and then pulls out some way or other. Hold on. Okay, that's the monitor screen cable. So I think that's all the cables I can get off. Well, one more here, that one there. Right, so let's start taking screws out. And this is using star screws, not crosshair. Okay, well, let's change the screwdriver a bit then. Over. No. Let's find the right bit for this. Not that one. Not that one either. Interesting. 1.5s. 2mm. Well, number 2. Number 2 doesn't fit. 1.5 doesn't fit. No. I might need a different set. Who is in the wrong order? I think these are in the wrong places. There we go, that one fits. Right. Better. When I got this set it was all messed up, so now I need to sort this out, which order I'm going to do this in. Hold on. Let's make some space. I'll pause this for a second. Okay, so I'm going to take the fan out first. I was thinking about that. Let's leave that screw loose for now. The fan comes out first. So we should start here. and get the screws out. Okay, lift the fan out. Okay, there's a bit of crowd in here, so I have to clean all that out. And yeah, it's a bit inside the fan too. It's not too bad, but certainly half this heatsink is dirty. So that's all, you know, kind of what I was expecting to find. So I'm going to start at this corner over here and just work my way around the board. I may have a complication when it comes to this side because I think there's extra cables going to the connector over here as well. Put that one out. Okay. I believe there's probably something I'm missing. I expect there is. I expect there will be. I'm certain I'm missing something. So it is lifting. So because it's stuck down there. It might be. Let's just pull this out as well, because I'm sure I need to pull this out anyway. Okay. Sure. Try and get something out of this now. Another screw there. I wonder if I've got to take that out. I'm not sure I do, but let's find out. What does that do? Absolutely no idea. I think it's holding that bracket on actually. So I'll put it back in. I think it's just stuck. I'm sure I've got all the screws out. It is moving around. That's just released from there. Well, I missed something over here somewhere maybe. It just doesn't want to pop out. It's one of these things you don't rush it. There we go. Now, over here is also going to be an issue, I think. I believe I might have to do something over here too. There's a little microphone down there, I'm going to have to get that out too, which is across it. Take this off here. Just there's a little microphone, I'll pop that out. There's the boot. Come on, which you can. It's glued. There you go. So that's the other part. There we go, there's a logic board out. So yeah, there's a bit of crap on this side, as expected. Quite a bit of build up. So let's get this out of the way. You can see all the dust in the fan assembly there and the heatsink. So I want to take this heatsink here off and put new heat transfer compound on. I'm actually surprised the GPU hasn't got any cooling on there. That's surprising. The last one of these I pulled apart did have cooling going to that, but I guess they decided they didn't need it, which is a bit interesting. So anyway, we'll give this a clean. Okay, so let's give it a brush just to loosen off any debris there. I'm not going to put any liquids on this. I'm not going to use any cleaners or anything like that. I'm just going to brush the dust off, because you know, potentially if you put liquids on, it could, you know, actually make things stick to it worse. So there's a lot of dust in there. I probably won't get all that out until I take the heatsink off. There, and even in the look, you can see there's actually debris inside the speaker there. There's crud in there. Look, so yeah, it's definitely not being kept away from food and drink, which is never a good thing. Just lift this up, get this clean into here. Right, so let's clean the ports as well. They're pretty bad too. They always get bad. There's lots of fluff and stuff in there. Yeah, it's like a multi-purpose toothbrush, so that's always gets a lot of use. Okay, and of course don't forget to clean the adapter there as well. Get a little bit of gunge in there. So there's still quite a bit in there, but it's a lot better than it was. Just trying to get anything out of there. Right. Give the back of the board a bit of a clean. Well, the back's usually not too bad. There was a bit in there. You actually see some discoloration around here, where it's had. Looks like it's probably had some liquid come in contact with it. Right, let's pop this RAM out and just see how it looks. Yeah, it looks fine in there. That looks absolutely fine. Okay, so now we'll flip it over again, and we'll take this heatsink off, because I'm sure that this needs a good clean. And some new heatsink compound put on it. You have to be very careful not to lose any bits. That's always very bad if you do that. There we go. So compound, no, it's still fairly liquid. It's not too bad actually. It's still okay. That's surprising. I was meant to be dried out. You know, we'll give it a clean off anyway and put some new stuff on. So the last one of these I did, the unit was actually in quite a mess as far as the heatsink goes. It is it was very, very dry, and this obviously this wasn't working very well at all. It ran a lot better once I did that change and replaced the heatsink compound, but say this one looked fine. But it's one of these things you still have to be a little mindful of. You know, they can fail and can be a problem. So, but this heatsink is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. There's not much mess in this at all. So it's relying a lot on the cooling coming through this. So let's just give this a clean out. Should always get all sorts of gunk in here. Yeah, it's looking alright now. Yeah, it's all cool. So I shall get some new compound. And something to put it on with. Don't put too much on. Equally, you want to make sure you definitely got enough on. So I think I've probably got too much on right now. There's been there's a theory between spreading it out and just leaving a blob, and then the blob being good enough. And yeah, sure enough, a blob is good enough, but if you want to make sure you definitely got enough to cover the area, then you want to smooth it out. Anyway, so that's that done. Refit this. So I haven't really seen anything of particular concern, which is a bit annoying because I was hoping to find something. That's the way it is, isn't it? That's it down. And 3. Make sure it's got a bit of movement in here. That's all good. Right. Okay. Interestingly, that actually still moves around a little bit, even though it's got those on there. So it's relying purely on that spring tension to keep a good contact. So, but that tension's not as high as I thought it'd be. But anyway, that's the way it's designed, so can't be too far wrong. Some people know a lot more about it than I do, so you hope they get it right. So anything else in here I can clean? I suppose the back of that could do a little bit. Between those, I think it's pretty much done. Alright, let's put it back together. Okay, so let's try and refit this thing, which is always a bit fiddly because you've got to make sure that none of these cables get trapped underneath it at the same time. You have to try and angle it back in the same way it came out as well. So pop those back in again. Make sure you get it on shot as well so you can see what I'm doing. Come on, in you go. What's stopping it going in? There's always something stopping it, isn't there? It's this cable here, I think. Crossed over. I don't know. They crossed over, I think they might supposed to be, but I'm going to uncross them. It's got these little spring things on there too, so it's a little bit fiddly getting it out. Okay, let's pop this around. Put that back in position properly in a minute. Let's get the wires out of the way. Get the connections out of the way. Right. It still feels like it's not wanting to settle properly. Here we go, now it's in. Right, double check all the wires are out. It looks good. I think that's everything out of there. Right. Let's pop this microphone back in again. That's what I'm doing. Try and get the boot back on it and shove it back in place. I think that's in. Just about in. Yes, there we go. Find our screw holes. One screwdriver. Oh. Other screwdriver. Okay, let's work around it and put things back together. Slightly out of alignment. Looks like it might be. Oh, well. I'm forgetting my own rule about not tightening right down till you get the whole things in. Right. There we go. So this probably hasn't actually fixed anything, but it's probably prevented a problem. You know, getting all the cooling sorted out and just making sure that's all good, because that's rather important. Because if the cooling is not behaving properly, then that can cause problems. Goes there, I think. Right. Okay, let's tighten all these right down. Let's pop some of these cables back in. So, screen slides in sideways and pushes in, and then it latches. And get the other stuff out of the way. There we go, it's latched down, so that means it's in properly. Got this cable over here, which I just need to line up and pop in. Never force them, when they're in the right place, I'll just drop straight in. Usually hear them click in as well, but not always. These are the tricky ones. Because you've got to try and get them all the way back in. And they're not very cooperative, these ones. Tend to have problems getting them back in again. It's starting to go in. But if you don't see to in properly, you won't have a keyboard or you won't have a backlight or something like that, so it's kind of important. Right, now flip that down. Now skip that digital. Yep, see, it's not in. So put that back out. It's not an easy thing to get back in. Come on, get in there. Let's just try and get this one and get it away. I always hate trying to get these cables in. They don't cooperate very well. Mess that one in. Barely. Not very well. Let's get them tweezers. Still not sure it's in fully. Okay, and this one here needs to be well and truly shoved in. So I'll just pop back out again. I'm not enjoying these cables, I have to say. Get in there. I'm sure I could have done better cables than this. Really, just anything would be better, I think. Oh dear, I'll come back in a minute. Right, got them in finally. That was a pain, but anyway, I was expecting that. So, also want to clean this fan out a bit better. So I'll just go away and do that. And I can fit this in. And that leaves me with what? Got to stick this little bit of tape back on. Which holds it in place. Of course I've got a cat here. Of course I have. Get everything out, good. Okay. And over there. Right, so what am I missing? Oh yes, those two screws from over there. And you were saying also have to screw back in yet? Right, so I'll go and clear this fan clean and I'll come back. Alright, that's the fan cleaned. Now let's drop this back in. I just have to get this cable out of here. I thought I was missing one. There's always one, isn't there, eh? There's always one cable. Come on, pop back out. Oh dear, hold on. Oh, that's a pain. Right, okay. This is why I was trying to watch out for that. Because I kind of knew that was going to happen. Anyway, let's go to some movement here so I can get the thing out. Come on. There we go. Right. Try and pop that back in again in a minute. Get the screws back in again. Getting this lined up. Okay, that's it. Put that back under the cable holder. Now I'll put the fan back in. This one out. Okay, let's double check everything's in. It should be okay still. Yep. Don't lose the label. Okay, that's all that. Now it's actually got pogo pins around the outside of the board here for earthing. In case you didn't know about that. Just there's little pins. Okay, well I think that's all I was planning on doing the inside of it. So let's give this battery a bit of a clean. And see the food scraps and crap on it and trapped under it. I'll put that back in like that. Oh, let's chop this back in. Push that back in. Put the screws back in. Now these always break. These little tabs on there. That's already cracked when I even took it out. Before I took it out. Looking for the other bit. So it's a bit of a pain. It's a very fragile part of these. Obviously, you know, you get jolted once or you bang it or something, maybe it's just enough to fracture it. I don't know where that little piece went actually. If I knew what that was, I'd glue it back in. No, there it is. There's a little piece right there. I shall come back and sort that out after. For now, I'm just going to carry on with this. Okay, so what I want to do is fire it up, make sure the fan spins and so on. Okay, fan is going, screen's lighting up, screen has a picture, so it's all looking promising. At least in that regard. So let's put this back on. We'll flip it back over. Right, I doubt it's fixed anything. It's very unlikely to have actually done anything to improve it, unless I've disturbed a bad connection. I'm suspecting the system's corrupted, so I might have to do a reinstallation of the system. That's highly likely. So yeah, you can see it's not doing a huge amount there, is it? So anyway, that's the teardown, and you get the idea. As far as getting the system going again, that's something you can look at elsewhere. This is the system, it's not that hard. So there you go. So I've got it put into the recovery disk at least to that stage. So I'll see how much further I'll get along with it. But the fact it hasn't shown up the system disk means the system disk is definitely corrupted. So I'll have to look at what I can do about it. It's a 2013 model based on what I can see inside with the dates. It's got 2013 on the CD drive and on the hard drive, so it must be a 2013 model. So it's not that old, it's 4 years. So yeah. So I'm going to carry on with this and I'll leave it to it. So give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and tell your friends and share the video if it's interesting. If that same process works for all of these MacBooks that I've worked on, for taking them apart to get that heatsink off, to replace the heatsink compound. So on a 2009 model, I've done a couple of 2009 models, and on those the heatsink compound was dried out. So if you've got a 2009 model and it may be crashing sometimes, or slowing down, or maybe just doing weird stuff sometimes, it may be worth getting that done and get the heatsink compound replaced, because that's what resolved it on the other issues on the other models I've played with. So anyway, as I said, give a thumbs up and share the video, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe and click on that bell icon down there too, so you get notifications about new posts. So catch you later. Thanks for watching.